guys, welcome to my channel. So today we will be learning how to make a very effective lotion for hyperpigmentation. If you have not already watched our video on the basic ingredients needed for making an effective lotion, what are you waiting for? You really need to see that video first before you can understand how to make a lotion. I'll just be showing you the lotion we made. I'll be dropping the recipe for this lotion in the description box. Also, I want you to see how nice the lotion is, how liquid and really just absorbs into the skin, really nice, and it has a great feel and it smells good too. Kindly subscribe if you have not already subscribed. Give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thank you. Welcome back, guys. So we'll be going straight ahead to measure out all of our ingredients. Please note that my ingredients have been listed on this paper so that I do not skip anything. Also, I have wiped down and cleaned all of my work areas so that we do not get germs in the product. So we have 15 grams of emulsifying wax. Okay, this is 16 grams. Okay, now we have 15 grams. Just this point. Okay, so now go right ahead and measure our cetyl alcohol at 10 grams. Okay, this is 11 grams. Okay, this is 10 grams. Now let's set this aside. Now we'll be measuring our oils into the emulsifying wax and cetyl alcohol. We have oil at 75 ml. Okay. Now we'll be melting this on low heat for about 30 seconds to 1 minute, just for the waxes to properly melt. Okay guys, so now I'll go ahead and measure out my water. Please note that we are making a 500 ml batch. I will be leaving out the recipe for this lotion in the description box, just in case you would like to recreate this. So now, while the emulsifying wax and cetyl alcohol is melting in the oil, I'll be measuring out the glycerin and allantoin just to get it ready to go into the lotion. Okay. I'm also heating up a little half of the 350 ml water I measured out. This is the other half. I'll be using this half to mix my active ingredients so that they can dissolve nicely. Kindly watch our previous video on the basic ingredients you need and the steps to follow. Now I'm measuring my allantoin into the mix at 5 grams. You really don't want to overpour, so you want to be careful. I'd advise you to measure everything in a separate container so that if you overpour, you can easily just take it out. I'm just giving it a good mix. can see it's dissolving nicely. It's turning into a milky consistency. So just be mixing it properly so that it properly dissolves. Also in this container, I'll be measuring in my vitamin B5. I'll just be ticking off the ingredients we already measured so that we do not make a mistake, guys. Okay, I'll be doing my vitamin B5 now at 10 grams. Okay, that's it. Giving it a nice mix. This is already liquidy, so it just blends right into it. So lastly, I'll be adding alpha Arbutin. So I'll just be measuring that separately into the cover of my container at 2%. So that's 10 grams, guys. Okay, that's 10 grams. And I'll just be adding it to my water so that it can dissolve. Also, I'll be measuring my coat preservative and be adding it to the water so it can also dissolve. Let's take the alpha Arbutin. This is my coat preservative, Disodium EDTA. I'll be adding it at 1 gram. So I really need to be very careful. Okay, so the Cetyl Alcohol and emulsifying wax has completely melted in the oil. So I'll just go ahead and pour the water into the oil. Please note, you have to pour water into oil, not oil into water for this combination of emulsifying wax. So you can see how it turns white immediately. And I'll just be giving it a nice mix. You can also stick blend it if you want, but for this case, I don't want the lotion to be too thick. I want it to be really runny and liquidy, so I'll just be giving it a nice mix so that it doesn't separate. I'm not going to blend this. Okay guys, we'll be setting this aside to cool to below 40 degrees Celsius before we can add our active ingredient. So while I set it aside, I'll just be measuring out the preservative. Note that we have not added preservative to everything we measured. So let's do that right now. Okay, I'm measuring my preservative into this. You really can also measure it into your water and alpha Arbutin because it's water soluble. So my preservative is 4 ml. Because 4 ml is really small, I'll be using my pipette. This is a 3 ml pipette, so I'll be doing that twice. I just measure 2 ml. I'll go right ahead and measure the other 2 ml. Just be using my finger to push so that we get all the preservative out. This is why you need to sterilize your work area and clean your hands from time to time. Okay, so I'll be checking the temperature of our emulsion very shortly. This is 56.0 degrees Celsius, so it still needs to cool, like really needs to cool. So I'll be just letting it cool for between 10 to 15 minutes. I'll be giving it a good stir at short intervals so that it doesn't separate, since we are not blending it. Okay guys, I've been stirring it from time to time, and I'll be checking the temperature again. Okay, so we have 48.5 degrees Celsius. We are still going to below 40 degrees Celsius, so it really needs to cool a little bit more. Let's give it another 10 to 15 minutes cool down time. So very quickly, I just want to show you guys that our active ingredients have totally melted, dissolved in the water, guys, and you can see that there are no particles. So I'll be adding it to the second mix. You can see there's nothing at the bottom of the container. Just be setting that aside. Be giving this a good mix. It's really important that you prepare everything and not measure while you are formulating, so you do not make any mistakes. If everything is already pre-measured, there will be very little mistakes, if any. Okay guys, we are back. Check the temperature. Just be giving it a good stir. 42.9 degrees. So it needs to cool just for a little bit more. Okay, I already sterilized my container, so to be going into this container. So guys, welcome back. Notice it has gotten thicker while maintaining its liquid consistency. Okay, so I'm checking the temperature now so that we can add our active ingredients. We have 39.9 degrees Celsius, so we are good to go. Just be giving this a good mix before adding it in. Time to add our fragrance oil. The strawberry fragrance at 5 ml. And our vitamin E oil, that's the antioxidant, at 5 ml also. And then we give it a very good blend on a short burst, and then we're done. So it's 3 ml. Okay, I'll just be giving this a really nice stir before I blend it on a very short burst. So I already sterilized my blender, so I'll just be blending it on a very short burst. And that's it. Okay guys, so now our lotion is is at a lotion consistency. I'll just be checking the pH to be sure we are ready to bottle it. So I added 10 parts water and 1 part lotion into this cup, and I will be inserting my pH paper into the mix. Notice you're not supposed to insert your paper into the product. That's wrong. Do a 10 parts water and 1 part product, so 10 to 1 ratio. We are going for a pH of 6 and we are at a pH of 6, guys. Can you guys see this? We are at the pH of 6, so we're ready to bottle the product. So guys, let's say for example our pH is not at where we want it to be. If the pH was higher than 6, we will do a 50% water, 50% citric acid solution, and then adjust the pH of the small batch first and add the equivalent to the big batch. If we were going for a higher pH, let's say the pH of our product was at 4 and we're going for 6, we will do a 50% water and 50% sodium hydroxide solution, and then add a little bit to this to adjust it and then get the equivalent for the big batch. I will be dropping the link to our pH video in the description box so that you can properly understand how to check the pH of a product. Thank you for watching this video to the end. If you really enjoyed this video, kindly give us a thumbs up, share with your family and friends, and we really want to know what you're thinking, so leave us a comment in the comment section. And if you haven't subscribed, this is a good time to subscribe because we have amazing contents to come on this channel. Till we'll come your way next time. Bye bye.